Hello everyone, SteveTheWeave here, and today I will be reviewing the Hornby 1985 Railway Series Thomas. This is the very first model in the Hornby Thomas Friends range. Released in March of 1985 following the television series' debut, this first iteration of Thomas has a distinct primitive face variant produced for only a few months before subsequent revisions occurred. Hornby based the face off of Thomas on the front cover of Railway Series book number 2, Thomas the Tank Engine. This first version is very rare because from what I've heard, only about 100 were made. This is because Railway Series creator, Wilbert Awdry, disliked this face so much that he wanted a revised version very quickly. So within a short amount of time, Hornby released version 2 of Thomas. Back in the day, the only way to get this first version of Thomas was in the Thomas set, which included Thomas, Annie and Clarabelle, an open wagon, a closed wagon, a brake van, and an oval of track. Aside from the face, in terms of looks, it's pretty much just a Hornby Thomas. And to prove that this is authentic, newer Thomases would be labeled made in China, but here you can see that this one is labeled made in Great Britain. I also got Annie and Clarabelle to accompany Thomas. Now you might be thinking, did you just get 2 Clarabelles? Well no, this is what they looked like in 1985. They both used the same face. And to prove it, here they are with their correct names. Let's do some comparisons. Here's the 1985 Hornby Thomas next to my newer 2004 Hornby Thomas. When looking at the faces, the older Thomas's face is gray, smaller, and of course has the Railway Series face, while the newer one is cream colored, slightly fatter, and has a face more akin to the television series. In terms of the body, there are 2 big differences that I see. The first one is that on the older Thomas, the number 1 paint is brighter compared to the newer one, which is slightly darker. The other big difference is the red lining on the back of the older one, which the new one doesn't have. If you can see any more differences between these 2 Thomases, tell me in the comments below. And here's Annie. Obviously the faces are both different, but in terms of the body, the color on the older one is brighter, and the color on the new one is a little darker. I also think the white text on the new one is more prominent than on the older one. And here's Clarabelle. Pretty much the same as Annie, well aside from the faces of course, so nothing really much to say. Alright, let's give Thomas a run. So overall, I give the Hornby 1985 Railway Series version 1 Thomas a 9.5 out of 10. I can definitely see where people are coming from in terms of the face. It does look very clown-like, and I just noticed now that nose is pretty freaking big. But when comparing it to version 2, I definitely prefer version 1 because this face is definitely more accurate to the book cover. And in general, when I think of a Railway Series Thomas, this is the one that I think of more than version 2. I don't know what Awdry was talking about back then, but you know, he was a very meticulous man. Now for me personally, I love my 2004 Hornby Thomas, but this one just looks so good. It might compete for the spot on my top 10 favorite items list and bump the newer Hornby Thomas out of the spot. But I don't know. You can fight in the comments about that. But anyway, with all that being said, thank you guys for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.